What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome to the week of Hero or Zero. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking one comic book character, as we do every single week. We talk their good points, their bad points, and just generally give you a bit of a rundown of all things to do with that character. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Mean. Sean, how's it going?
I'm here emotionally for you.
What about physically?
No, not
also
at all.
here.
Look, I didn't think this one through,
No,
did I?
It's actually worse. No, it's better to be there emotionally and physically.
As a friend.
Yeah, as a friend.
Yeah, that's
I've
me.
been going through some tough times recently.
Have you now? Talk to me about it.
Let's just have a chat about it. Let's put the episode on hold.
Who cares about heroes or zeros?
I have lots of fears, Sean.
Tell me your fear.
Well, it's funny you mention fear. I've segued very smoothly into our Hero or Zero this week.
I don't know who it is. Legitimately.
I am going to be doing a character that we talked about recently in our Heroes for Hire Patreon exclusive Batman Begins episode.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I am going to be doing Scarecrow.
Scarecrow. As played by Cillian Murphy in Batman Begins.
Who we covered, and it's pretty fucking great.
Yeah, it's our Patreon exclusive Lazarus pit.
Yes. So
our Pelp.
No, I'm not letting that be a take.
It's our Pelp.
Sounds like a disease. So I need to get my Pelp checked.
We all do. You reach a certain age.
I am doing Scarecrow. He is one of Batman's probably most notorious villains.
Yes, certainly one of the coolest designs I've ever seen.
Definitely one. His design in Batman, the new animated series, or the new Adventures, is he has a noose around them. And it's a kid's cartoon,
That's
but
fucked.
He's got like a broken noose.
Like a hangman's noose.
A hangman's noose around his neck.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why would you hang a scarecrow? What did he do?
What could he have possibly done that was illegal?
Scared some crows?
Scared some crows. So his real name is, of course, Jonathan Crane. His first appearance was in World's Finest Comics number 3 in the fall of 1941.
Jesus, he's an old character.
Very old character.
World's Finest is the team up of Batman and Superman, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
He was created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane.
So he's created by Bill Finger.
Bill Finger mostly, now, to be honest with you. So Dr. Jonathan Crane, also known as the Scarecrow, is a DC Comics supervillain and an enemy of Batman, Sean. You might not notice.
Shocking.
His Scarecrow costume and lanky appearance and surname were inspired by Ichabod Crane of the horror fable The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
I've heard of Ichabod Crane.
Yes.
And The Legend of
He's
Sleepy
inspired by that.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Because he's named Crane.
Yes.
And a crane, funnily enough, is a bird.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it was something you pick up heavy objects with in a big machinery.
Also that.
Oh!
If you're trying to look over someone, you can crane your neck.
Oh!
It's a very versatile word.
It's just those three. Really, when you think about
That's it, really.
That's literally it. So Jonathan Crane, his story is that he was born out of wedlock and also suffers terrible abuse from his fanatically religious great-grandmother.
Right, okay. Starting to add up.
His father takes off before he's even born, and his mother does not show him any love or affection. He develops a taste for fear and an affinity for crows when his grandmother locks him in a dilapidated church full of birds.
Fuck.
Yes. She seems like a lovely lady.
Yeah, just traumatise a child.
Just, look, if you don't love a child, put him full of a church full of birds.
Church full of birds. That's our album name.
Really set it straight. The story also shows Crane murdering his grandmother, eventually, which, to be fair,
had it coming.
Had it coming. Now, this one time she had it coming. And learning that his mother gave birth to a baby girl, causing him to feel great jealousy and grief, reasoning why he is very cold. Now, that was the original story.
This is back in the 40s, what was told about him.
Yes. And the reason why he was introduced is because, like, in the 40s, they were all about villains would just use gas or some sort of toxin.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to kill everyone with this toxin, Batman.
Yeah,
you have to get this vial before I use it.
The only antidote
that I have, indeed. And so he was created, and his thing was fear. That his vials would be able to produce fear in people, which is a really cool concept.
It is, because it's not even killing someone. You're just making them too scared to do anything.
Yeah, and so that was the original, as I said, that was the original canon. But in the 1986 Crisis on Infinite Earths reboot, Crane's origin story was expanded upon greatly. So, in the novel, he becomes obsessed with fear and revenge from being bullied through his childhood and his adolescence for his lanky frame and his bookish nature. So, growing up, he was just really tall and really skinny.
Right.
And kids would just basically take the piss out of him.
Okay, and he had all the other stuff going on as well, the mother and...
in terms of the grandmother, I don't think the grandmother was as involved in the new reboot. She was still a dickhead who showed him no love.
Yeah.
I don't know if she threw him in with a load of birds in a church.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think he was just constantly showing no love through his whole life.
Yeah, and bullied and everything like that.
Yeah. And so he commits his first murder at the age of 18 because he was bullied constantly at this school. He brandishes a gun in his high school parking lot during the senior prom.
Fuck.
Finally just like cracking. He snaps and he's like, I'm fucking done.
Jesus.
Fucking done being bullied by this, right? So just in the ghoulish Scarecrow costume that would later become his trademark, Crane caused the head bully, Bo Griggs.
Sounds like a bully name.
Bo Griggs, who spent his whole life basically bullying this boy.
Yeah.
And then he finally snaps at his girlfriend, Sherry Squires.
Not Sherry.
Sherry Squires and Bo Griggs, who Sherry had rejected Crane before. He asked her to the prom. She said, fuck off. Look at you. Look at me.
Look, you're some kind of scarecrow.
What are we? Some kind of suicide scarecrow?
Oh, the noose.
But like, Bo Griggs basically bullied him, and his girlfriend was Sherry Squires. I think they were like the quarterback and head cheerleader.
Yeah.
And they just spent their whole time just ruining this boy's life. He brings a gun to school, and he causes the head bully Bo Griggs and his girlfriend Sherry Squires to have an automobile accident which paralyzes Griggs and kills Squires.
Oh.
Right, so he pulls the gun out and they like swerve
to
avoid him during the prom.
And so she's killed and he ends up paralysed.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. From this, Crane discovers a savage delight in literally frightening people to death.
Okay.
Yes.
This is cool. I like his...
So his reasoning why he loves frightening is because that's how he got the ultimate revenge. He didn't shoot them.
Yeah.
He just, the power he felt.
Because they were afraid of him.
Yeah.
This happened.
Yeah.
And that's what he likes. Ah. Yeah, because I suppose he didn't directly kill them.
No, he pulled the gun, and obviously Bo Griggs, as he's not a dumb boy, he's like, I'm going to pull away from this man, but
Move
like at the last second, and you crashed the car, and his girlfriend died, and she rejected Crane. So I mean, he gets everything he wants.
Yeah, Crane is happy.
He caused hurt.
Yeah, and this is presumably the first time he's felt like proper delight,
proper power. People fear, like if you don't feel love for your whole life, like fear is like a replacement for that. Like it's a weird. Fear is like the opposite of love or whatever. Like it's not hate and love, obviously, but like fear is like people still see you as a threat. Yeah, that's kind of respect in a weird way.
Yeah, exactly, because you know what that person or thing is capable of doing.
Yeah. So he grows up to become a professor of psychology at Gotham University, specialising in the psychology of fear. The real reason he's fired is due to injuring a student by accident. Right.
So he's accident.
I think it is actually by accident.
Oh, okay.
He's a student. He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
King of Cillian Murphy in Batman Begins. Like he's a crazy person, but he gets this job because he's
high functioning.
He's fascinated by fear.
Okay.
So I just. After his dismissal, he kills the regents who fired him and becomes a career criminal. So they fire him and he's just like, okay, I'll just kill you.
Yeah, I have nothing left.
And this is really where he goes completely off the deep end, to be honest with you. After his dismissal, as I said, he killed the regents. Following this, he transferred to Arkham Asylum and became a psychiatrist.
Right.
Arkham Asylum.
Imagine. It's like the madman in charge of the asylum.
Of course.
Imagine it.
Where he performed more fear-inducing experiments on his patients because nobody would care if the people from Arkham Asylum went crazy.
Because they're there for a reason.
He could just test his gas over and over and over again until he perfected it.
That's twisted.
Yeah, and just killed 20 people, but the 21st just goes mad from fear.
And that's what he wants.
Yeah.
And like Batman is just funneling people in there.
Yeah. But he would get away with it because it's very similar, as I said, in Batman Begins, where he could like go into the room, drive them crazy, and they come out and be like, he's mental. Or you're in an asylum.
Yeah, and he's the head psychologist.
Yeah, so nobody's going to go against him.
Yeah.
If he goes in and says, that person's crazy.
It's good. They're beyond help.
I can't do anything. They're mental. He takes the moniker the Scarecrow, the favourite taunt of the hated bullies, as part of his revenge.
Ooh.
So the bullies used to call him because he's lanky and gaunt, and they used to call him Scarecrow, and so he uses that as his name.
He's like, he embraces it.
Yeah. So recently the Scarecrow has also decided to stop using his typical fear gas, as he feared that other Arkham inmates were right, that he was nothing without them. This is a recent comic book.
Oh, okay.
Instead, relying on his training as a psychologist, he drives 2 inmates to suicide using only his words.
Oh, that's even more terrifying.
Exactly.
So it's not just the gas. He's
a psychologist. He can
reprogram your brain.
Just pick at you completely until you go mental.
That's fucked.
I really wanted to include that because like people just think he's just the gas, but he's super powerful. Not super powerful, but he's like crazy.
He's super well trained.
Yes. So also apparently terrifying the rest of the Arkham inmates along the way. After manipulating the guards into freeing him, Crane embarks upon a string of vicious serial murders, terrifying Gotham without using his trademark gimmicks, just to prove that he can if he wants.
That's fucked. So he talks the guards into letting him out.
Yes.
And then just does a bunch of murders.
Just to show that he can.
Yeah, and he's a capable killer.
Yeah.
Without his gas.
Because someone probably said to me, you're nothing. You're nothing without that. That's okay, I'll show you.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I just have in the Green Lantern, Volume 3, number 27. After Green Lantern Lyra murdered Amon Sir, the son of the deceased Green Lantern, his yellow power ring attempted to reach Crane as his successor in Arkham Asylum due to his mastery of fear.
Yellow Lanterns they get their power from fear.
Yes. So he could have become a Yellow Lantern.
Imagine that.
So that's just a random trivia fact I have, but he's such a master of fear that the Yellow Lantern ring sought him out.
Yeah, as like a beacon of fear.
Yeah, he was thwarted by Hal Jordan and John Stewart, who got the ring before it reached him. But he would be the ultimate Yellow Lantern.
Yeah.
If it came to him.
Because if he got that ring, and because he makes people fear him.
Yeah.
He's just all powerful.
Yeah, he would be ultimately. You couldn't defeat him. If he's the master of fear without the ring, and then you give him the one thing that he needs.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that story now.
In regards to just stories about Scarecrow, the one that stands out to me is there's 2 episodes of Batman the Animated Series.
Okay.
There's Fear of Victory, which is it's a smaller episode. It's at the start, but he starts sending letters to all these massive sports stars, and the letters just say like, "Oh, good luck" or whatever. But he has like a powder form of the fear thing on the cards.
Yeah.
So they just open the card and it's just like, "Oh, good luck in the match tonight." They're like, "Okay, cool," but then they feel nothing different.
Yeah.
It's only when their adrenaline goes up that the fear toxin kicks in. So you see this American football quarterback, he's Little Dickie's in college with him.
Right.
He's like the best quarterback in college football, and he's going to get like a scholarship, or he's going to get drafted number 1. And they're like, this is the big game. If he wins this game, he's going to get drafted number 1. He's a shoo-in for the NFL. And he gets the ball, and they're in the last minute. He's just like sweating, and he's shaking. And they're just like, what do we do? What do we do? He's like, I don't know. And then he pulls out the ball, and he looks around, and everyone's just like monsters running down. Because his adrenaline is pumping hard, and he can't figure it out. And he just like cowers in the middle of the pitch in fear. So he does that to like loads of major sports stars.
Just to ruin their careers,
because he's betting on the matches, he's betting on the other team.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah. And the other episode that I always think of when I think of Scarecrow is they did the new Batman Adventures, which is the redesign of the animated series. And there's an episode called Never Fear. I think it's episode 4. I think it's episode 4 of the season of the new Batman Adventures. But yeah, it's called Never Fear, and he basically creates a toxin that doesn't induce fear, but takes fear away from everyone. So you don't have any fears.
Is that worse?
Yes.
Oh.
Because Batman and Robin are, say, going around the city, And there's just a random guy running along the rooftops, and then he's swinging rooftop to rooftop.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck are you doing? He's just like, I'm free, man. I can do whatever I want. There's no consequences.
Fuck.
Right? And you think that's pretty fucked. So Batman investigates.
Yeah.
Matches Malone. Matches comes out, fake mustache.
Gotta love Matches.
Matches comes in. He's just Bruce Wayne, but just a really pencil-thin mustache. Wait, that's Bruce Wayne with a mustache, they say.
Oh, Bruce Wayne grew a mustache.
They never say that. They only go, Matches.
No one figures it out.
He goes to he's running not a cult, but a psychologist meeting where people turn up, and he's giving them this gas that'll take away their fear. It's kind of like, you can achieve anything. You just have to stop letting
Imagine
yourself.
if you weren't afraid of anything.
And he induces them all of this. And Bruce turns up and he gets infected, right?
Right.
And then in the episode you see what Batman would be like without fear. And it's actually fascinating because he's the complete opposite. There's a scene where him and Robin's like, you're clearly infected. He's like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
He does the classic Batman, I'm fine.
Nothing could be wrong with Batman.
I feel grand. There's no problem here, right?
Yeah.
And so they get into this mobster's hideout anyway, and the mobster pulls out a gun, and Robin jumps behind the table, and Batman just stands up and starts walking towards the mobster. The mobster's shooting him. He's dodging the bullets as he walks. And he's jumping out of the way, but he never breaks stride once.
He's just not cautious at all.
No cautious at all. And Robin's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he just walks towards him. And I think he even gets he gets shot a little. I think he gets shot in the shoulder or shot somewhere.
Yeah.
And he just he gets injured, but he just keeps going because nothing phases him.
Yeah, he's not. How could he die? He's Batman.
He's Batman. And there's even a scene of him interrogating that guy, and he's willing to. He's holding him over, and he's going to let him drop. Because he has no fear of the consequences of what's happening.
Because he's always afraid that if he kills one person, he'll never stop.
Yeah, so he just has no fear whatsoever. And there's they're flying the Batwing, and he's just flying as close to building as possible. Robin is just holding, what the fuck are you doing? And he's just flying an inch above all the skyscrapers. He's like, sure, we're not going to hit. It's fine. And so I really love the Scarecrow is he's a way to see into the characters around him. Yeah. Rather than... He's an instigator.
Yeah, but then you get to experience what criminals are afraid of or what Batman's afraid... Interesting. I also like that if he used that gas on criminals, they wouldn't fear Batman anymore.
No. And they could do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But they would get caught.
They would get caught.
Just because you have no fear doesn't mean there's no consequences.
Yeah, but anyone that wasn't a criminal because they're afraid of Batman would now be a criminal.
Exactly, yeah. Or the police. They're I couldn't do that, I'll get caught.
Yeah.
But if you've no fear, you just go, I'll rob this bank.
You'll do whatever.
I want money. I'll rob the bank.
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks, I want money. I can't rob the bank because I'll get arrested.
I'll go to prison.
Or I'll go to prison for the rest of my life or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, and that episode is the one where it's Tim Drake, so it's a really kid, small kid. At halfway through, he ties Batman up, and he's like, "You can't be trusted. You can't be trusted. You're useless to me."
Yeah.
It's any battle scene, we're meant to work together, and I can't trust that you will take my. Batman doesn't even care about his health because he has no fear. So he's
not afraid that Tim is going to get shot in the head.
Whereas if they're working together, they're both looking out for the other person. Are they okay? Where are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Do I make a distraction so they can get away?
That's so interesting.
Yeah, as a character basis. So he ties him up, and there's even Kevin Conroy acts the shit out of the scene. They're on a rooftop, and Kevin Conroy's like, "No, you're right. I've betrayed you. And I feel so bad. Look, we can do this together, right? Afterwards, I'll go get the antidote. We'll do this together." And Tim starts walking back towards him, and then he just stops. He's like, "You almost had me." And then Kevin Conroy's voice just changes on a dime. He's like, "Untie me now, okay? Jesus. You little boy, you know nothing. I'm Batman."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So he's not even afraid of if Tim hates him.
No, he doesn't care about anything. He has no fear.
Yeah, and the amount of emotions and thoughts that stem from fear.
And Scarecrow in that he probably didn't get as much due as he deserved in the animated series itself. But just as a character, I always find him absolutely fascinating. As I said, as an instigator for more stories, you see inside Batman's mind or Robin's mind or whoever he's infecting. It would what would Joker be with fear?
Yeah.
You could do anything with him if you have a character, you just change their complete mindset.
Yeah, or you see Yeah, the reader gets to see what they're actually like, what they're actually thinking.
Yeah, and so as a character himself, he's normally just like, he's the guy who introduces fear, but he's also fucked. As I said, he drove people to craziness just with his words.
Yeah, he's that powerful.
Yeah. So powers and abilities. He's got genius intellect.
Right.
A master strategist and manipulator. Scarecrow's genius renders him the most intellectually clever and terrifying criminal mastermind that can dive into the minds of his opponents through nightmarish tactics. Crane also expresses a fondness towards literature, including those such as Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and James Joyce's Ulysses.
Irish,
good man,
Irish,
James.
lads. Jesus,
and is shown to be a well-versed individual, as demonstrated by his memorization of different poems. It often speaks in rhymes.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's like the boogeyman.
He is. Or like, the crooked man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Psychiatry. As a chief psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum, Jonathan is a walking textbook on anxiety disorders and psychoactive drugs, and has even conducted fascinating research on how fear is the driving force of everyone's lives, and the psychology of phobias.
So he is convinced that like everything comes back to fear.
Yes.
If you control fear, you control everyone.
Yes.
He's not wrong, really, is he?
True, because why do people go to jobs?
They're afraid they'll have no money and starve. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do
you do anything?
Yeah, why do people be nice? Why are people nice to each other? Because they're afraid that they'll be alone and shit like that. And that, oh man, why don't people murder people that they don't like? Because they're afraid of going to jail.
Yeah, the consequences. Or could they live? Or could they live with feeling bad about themselves? But if you have no fear, you would have no conscience.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I love this. Scarecrow's so interesting.
He's like fucked. But yeah, he's a character that was created just because everybody had a toxin, everyone has a gas.
Yeah.
But the more they've written him, the more fascinated he's got. Just layers upon, like, the more the human psychology has developed over the last years, the way we think about things.
Yeah. That's so good. He's great in the Arkham games as well.
Yes.
Just like all of the Scarecrow stuff is
He's
unreal.
in Arkham Knight a lot. He's the main villain in Arkham Knight.
Ah.
So you haven't played Arkham Knight?
I haven't played him. I dropped off after that.
You should definitely play Arkham Knight. Is chemistry. So a true weapon of terror, Crane's ingenious panagenic fear gas was atomized with the use of mixed chemicals, including powerful synthetic secretions and other potent hallucinogenics. So it could be inhaled or injected into the bloodstream, depending on how he feels. Right?
Yeah.
Or he's put it into a powder form, as I've mentioned.
Yeah.
He is basically a way, he's perfected every form of this fear gas.
There's no way that he can't get it into you.
No.
If he wants to.
Yeah, and once he has that, he has the complete, like, power over everybody.
Yeah. And he's immune to his own gas, is he?
Oh yeah, he normally he has a mask of some kind.
Mask, yeah.
A scarecrow mask, but like normally that has a breathing apparatus that he doesn't
filters it all.
He doesn't. He filters everything.
Okay.
So weaponry, he's skilled with farming tools, as he tends to use pitchforks, sickles and scythes. Occasionally he uses firearms. During the Blackest Night event, Scarecrow is temporarily deputized into the Sinestro Corps by a duplicate of Sinestro's power ring. He proves to be very capable in manipulating the light of fear to create constructs, until his ring is stolen by Lex Luthor. So he did actually join
the ring at
Sinestro during the Blackest Night scenario.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up later.
He's also a manic martial artist.
Manic martial artist?
Yeah, he's a manic martial artist with full use of his long arms and legs and violent dancing. Scarecrow's own form of Crane-style kung fu, inspired by Ichabod Crane's dancing skills from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Despite his scrawny build, he isn't the type of criminal to be underestimated in hand-to-hand combat whenever forced to fight.
Okay, so even though he's like weedy and lanky,
yeah,
he can still, like, I suppose he's quick and he has amazing reach.
Yes.
And
he's
unpredictable.
He's unpredictable. And if you're afraid, if your fear is amplified, if he throws one punch, you are like, I'm going to die. If he punches me with that, I'm going to die.
Yeah, and I imagine, like, he has some medical training, so I assume he knows, if I punch someone here in the throat, they're going to die.
This is a fascinating bit of trivia I have, that one of his powers is toxic immunity. Mm-hmm. And he seems to have formed an immunity to fear, which depresses him.
Fuck. Yeah. So he can't feel fear.
No.
Which is one of the few feelings he probably
likes.
It's one of the few feelings he probably has.
Yeah.
Or had, rather. Like, most of his life growing up would have been fear.
So his weakness is his obsession. So he's motivated by an obsessive need to create fear in others. Scarecrow goes from using the primal emotion as a weapon to the point where he preaches it.
So so he's full like fear is the only way.
Yeah.
Dude.
And so that is my report on Scarecrow.
He is so interesting.
And Cillian Murphy's really good.
Cillian Murphy is really good, and he's good throughout the 3 films we see him in. But we do see him as being like, he's an insane man.
Yes. The Batman.
Man. When he's the judge in the 3rd one. Oh,
yes.
It's so good.
Yes.
Death by exile.
Scarecrow is like such a fucking dark character.
Yeah, and he's so... I don't know how to describe him. He's so intelligent, and that's what makes him scary. Like when you said he killed those 2 guys, or he got them to kill themselves by speaking to them.
Yes, just whispering to them.
That's
constantly.
That's twisted.
It's like nobody's gonna miss you if you're God. Just fucking do it. Like no one's gonna.
Yeah.
Just imagine hearing that just hours on end in the asylum,
piped into your cell,
just completely.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's what I like, and he's also a good fighter as well if it does come to
that.
If
it comes to it. But normally Batman is incapacitated by the fear gas.
Yeah.
At some point.
I love it. Like, any normal person coming up against them doesn't stand a chance.
See, I only brought up the Never Fear episode because I find it fascinating that they did the opposite. They took fear away.
Which is, in many ways, worse.
Way worse.
As we see.
Yes.
Like...
If there's no fear of consequences, you can do fucking anything.
Yeah, like if you control fear, you control people. But if no one has fear, it's just anarchy.
Yes, exactly. Do you want to take us out, Sean?
Yeah, on that note, thanks everyone for listening to this episode of Hero Zero. We'll be back on Monday with Movie Monday. It's Wednesday with Weirdness Wednesday. And next Friday with another episode of Hero or Zero. Big thanks to all our patrons who support us over on Patreon. As we said, we did a review, Lazarus Pit of Batman Begins for our patrons there the other week. And if you'd like access to that, that's on one of the tiers. It's patreon.com/HeroesForHirePodcast, or there's a link down in the description. Also in the description is all our social media. Twitter @HeroesForHirePod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook Heroes for Hire Podcast. Instagram Heroes for Hire Podcast, or HeroesForHire_ at Outlook.com if you want to email us with anything.
I think that's it.
That's it. Tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one. It's past Valentine's Day.
Past Valentine's Day.
We're watching you, Waffles. I haven't got it all.
I haven't Sean made.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.